guys, thanks so much for watching The Social Life, the place to be for entrepreneurs with a purpose. Today I want to talk to you about a question that I got from Cakes for Hope, and she wants to know how much is a reasonable amount to be paid as a founder. This is a great question. I've answered the question before about if you can be paid as a founder, and the answer is of course, yes you can, and should you? Absolutely. The how, though, is a different story. The how is benchmarking. You have to first write up a job description of what you do. So what I would recommend is to write a list of all the tasks that you do, all the duties that you're in charge of, and give those a job description. So if you're the secretary when you attend meetings, or you're the person who does the mentoring, or you're the person who comes up with all of the curriculum, or you're the person who does the fundraising, or you're the development director, all of the things that you do, you could be wearing all of these hats as a founder. That's very normal and very common, but it doesn't have to be that way. And if you aren't being compensated for all of those hats that you're wearing, it can actually wear you down and start to wear on your enthusiasm for your nonprofit. Now, one thing I want you to keep in mind is that as a nonprofit founder, it's very, very common for us to be wearing all of those hats, especially within the first few years of starting a nonprofit. So a lot of people want to start a nonprofit and want to start being paid from that nonprofit. But I would recommend that if instead of you being paid by the nonprofit, if you have a full-time job or you have some other ventures that you're taking part in, or you just can't do it all, I would recommend either getting a volunteer, or if you have extra funds that you're able to use as a salary for someone, I would say to possibly hire someone to do those jobs so that you can alleviate those duties from yourself and lean into more of like where your personal genius is and start doing those types of duties to expand your organization. My thought process on that is the more your organization is able to expand and reach more people and show your mission and what you're doing, the more people you'll have that want to donate to your organization and want to support what you're doing, which then in turn will turn into a position for you. But when you're looking at funds and how you're going to be paid as a founder, you do need to write out your job description. You need to write it out as if you're hiring someone else to come in and do your job. That way it gives your board the opportunity to look at a benchmark of, okay, this person's doing grant writing, they are working as the development director, they're working as the event planner, they're working as the person who does the mentoring, they're working as a case manager. So say you're wearing all of those hats. Then you can bring in other job descriptions of people who are doing those same things. And then you all as a board can look at your salary and what you should be paid, or what's a reasonable salary for a founder who carries out all of these different types of duties. That's when you have to exclude yourself as a founder and allow your board to come up with a reasonable salary for you and an amount for your position. So this is why I say that when you become a founder, you essentially have created a job for yourself, because although you are the founder of the nonprofit, your board actually is the decision maker. And so you hope that you've put good people on your board that understand the jobs that you do and understand how hard you work to make this happen, your organization, and that they can benchmark accordingly to the job description that you've written out. So before you start asking for a salary, you need to first come up with a job description. Then you need to find the benchmarks, or ask your board to find benchmarks that are very similar to the job descriptions that you already have, and see the salary that those people are being paid, and then you can look forward to having a salary for yourself. So the short answer to that is yes, you can be paid, and how will you get paid or how much you get paid is done based on the job description that you've written and the benchmarks that come along with those job descriptions for the salaries that those people are being paid. So it's not a short answer and it's not a quick fix. It's something that's going to take a little bit of work and a little bit most transparency for both your board members and your donors. And that's the most important thing in your organization. You want to have as much transparency as possible, and you want to do things the right way. So even though you might want to be paid right now, it's going to take a little bit of time for you to come up with a job description see what all you're doing, all the tasks that you do on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, on a yearly basis, and then see what types of job descriptions come out of that and what you can benchmark that to. So when I say that, that means if you're doing most of the fundraising, or if you're an event planner, what does an event planner generally get paid for doing one event per year, or 2 events, or however many events you're doing, or however many hours you're working? What does a secretary get paid? What does a development director get paid? Those are the types of questions you'll need to ask yourself. Then you need to sit down with your board and be completely open and honest about, I would like to start drawing a salary for my nonprofit, or I would like to hire someone in this position for my nonprofit. We really need to look at what would be a reasonable salary for this specific position. Because although right now you're looking at what you could be paid as a founder, truly you need to you'll always be looking at new positions that will arise in your organization that you need to hire staff for. And you'll always need to come back to your board to say, this is the position I'd like to fill. How do we fill this position? How much do they need? What's the benchmark for that job description? Those are the types of things you're going to need to focus on. So I truly hope that helped you, Cakes for Hope. And thank you so much for asking the question. Let me know if you have more questions in the comments, or you can join the Social Life Diaries and email me there. Or you can join the Social Life Tribe on Facebook, where there's a whole host of other people just like you that are entrepreneurs with a purpose and looking to help answer questions and be in that same environment. So I hope to see you guys there. And thank you again so much for watching. I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.